Okay, good idea.
Gates are closed. Gotta find another way home.
It's actually rocking the new LG skin. Oh wait, no, that's not the new one, is it? Is that the ice beam just centered?
Yeah.
I've never used the ice beam, so I actually don't know what it looks like.
It's funny, like it has a smiley in its damage pattern.
So Final1ty kind of got an unfavorable spawn since he's going to be forced to give up the railgun in heavy position. And ZawevszZ definitely capitalized on that immediately. He went and got the light armor before the heavy, and now also grabbed that lightning gun. We see Final1ty being very cautious to go for that LG room, just waiting for ZawevszZ to go away, and I think that's exactly how you want to play that spawn. It's very risky to try to go take the railgun, especially without the LG, so going for the LG is always the safer play. He's just gonna wait for the Mega, kind of out of the way positioning. But get it immediately. ZawevszZ is gonna put a bit of a delay on the heavy though. But Final1ty will hear that, and it's not too big of a delay, and Final1ty's gonna get a railgun. And actually snipes, both players trade rails while ZawevszZ was going for the rocket launcher. And he still has that inject, which is extremely helpful for him. Looks for another angle while Final1ty got the light armor. It looks like we might see another major item trade. And one thing, it's kind of a small thing, but I feel like the way Final1ty plays it is a little bit wrong. Like, no offense to him, but it's something to learn. I think if you want to just trade the major items on this map, especially from Final1ty's position where he has the Mega, you want to make sure you hear the opponent take the heavy before you grab the Mega. Because we see exactly what happened here, where now there's a huge split in the items, and I'm not sure if Final1ty wanted to do that. Because I assume what Final1ty's strategy is because he's Ranger, he just literally wants to hunker down on the Mega and force ZawevszZ to come to him. But we see that ZawevszZ put a big split on that heavy and now got some good damage onto Final1ty. We're going to see a fight for the heavy, and ZawevszZ will come out on top. Really comes out on top, leaving Final1ty extremely weak, and we see what I was talking about right here. The heavy split is not going to favor Final1ty, and ZawevszZ going right in for that Mega and is able to chase the kill. The orb comes out, does do a decent amount of damage, but nowhere near enough, and ZawevszZ will get a Mega. We'll get the Mega. And also going to do a little bit of camping on this LG. Surprisingly hits a decent nail gun damage. And now drop down just to make sure he has a good position for this heavy.
Stopwatch.
Gonna rotate around, also gets his inject back. The rail fight comes out, both players trade. And without the orb, this is definitely gonna favor ZawevszZ. And Final1ty's not gonna wanna fight for that Mega. Final1ty's gonna have the high ground advantage for this fight, and with the orb, that can be extremely deadly. So we're gonna see the vertical rocket fight come out. Final1ty hits a nice rocket right there. The heavy's about to come up, and Final1ty's gonna retreat. Uses the orb too, a little bit of a waste. Maybe he thought a rocket jump would come out, but that's gonna be a pretty big deal, as Final1ty probably has to wait for his orb to come back up. Does hit a decent opening rocket, but the Mega is now up. Gonna look for more spam rocket damage. Gets another one and hits one more, but he misses the Mega on the jump down, and ZawevszZ is gonna get the kill. And still saves his inject as well, which is gonna be really helpful right here, as we're gonna see a fight immediately at the LG, but Final1ty with the superior weapon. I think the LG definitely the right choice there, and he's gonna clean up the kill and now also get the heavy. The bright side for ZawevszZ, he does get the railgun. He's gonna look for an angle on the drop down, as Final1ty doesn't have a rail of his own, but he does hit some nice rockets in return. Good angle for ZawevszZ to hit. Still not super healthy, but it's gonna force Final1ty to be a little bit more passive. And looks like he's gonna take the fight at heavy without a railgun, but it might not matter, as he's gonna take a close range fight, but the orb is not enough! It didn't even go off, and ZawevszZ able to get the frag. Totally throwing Final1ty off guard, and just didn't throw out the orb fast enough. Now ZawevszZ gonna very quickly go to get the Mega health positioning. But he gets pinned by Final1ty's LG. What a read from Final1ty, and he's gonna get the Mega as well. And 2 times now he's gotten kills with the LG pins. Definitely good weapon for him. He's gonna be a little bit late for this heavy. The LG fight comes out once again, but this is one he won't win. And ZawevszZ even had the inject and the heavy if he needed it. And now we're gonna make sure to guard this railgun since he knew Final1ty wanted it. Gonna have enough time to fight for this mega. Final1ty gonna go for the drop down with the rocket. Not able to hit with very many, but he doesn't escape. And ZawevszZ with a crazy rail shot. Pixel perfect. Able to get the frag. Now gonna guard this portal entrance. Rails come out, but no one able to hit. It's gonna benefit ZawevszZ, who's gonna get a clean heavy. Now we're gonna see a fight at this rocket launcher. Pick up the orb comes out. Rails still being fired. Both players gonna trade, but it's gonna help ZawevszZ as he gets the mega. And also hits the rail. And now Final1ty is crippled in terms of stack. He's lucky to dodge all that nail gun spam. I think it was just a little bit too late from ZawevszZ. And Final1ty gonna be able to escape with the light armor. Actually, both of the light armor, so able to restack very comfortably here. Gonna have the orb up as well. Gonna look for the rail fight, but ZawevszZ coming out on top. And once again, cripples Final1ty, who doesn't have anything to fall back to. This could be a huge... This could seal the game if ZawevszZ is able to get a frag right here. Final1ty will be able to escape, and he'll have the light armor.
Stopwatch.
ZawevszZ, though, with full control, and Final1ty not going for the light armor, instead opting to take a position where it's easier for him to escape. Because the problem with the light armor position near rocket is that you can't hear as well, so that's probably why he didn't go for it. And now he'll have his opportunity to go for it if he wants to. Who's not entirely sure where Final1ty is, just checking all the corners. Final1ty very slowly gonna look for damage, but he gets hit in return. One rail will kill him, not anymore after he picks up that health bubble. He's able to escape once again. Going for the light armor right away, but he gets hit by a rail, and now he's railable and extremely weak. The rail will come out, the orb though, as a distraction, and Final1ty able to escape once again. But ZawevszZ will still have the advantage. He gets the light armor and he will be able to get this heavy, saving the inject. Final1ty goes for the drop down on the mega. Decides it's not worth it, and he hits a direct rocket. Now it's his opportunity to drop down a beautiful rail on the drop down as well. And this will be the turn of events here, as Final1ty's gonna finally get the control he's wanted. But with 2 minutes left against an Anarchy, we saw what happened last map, where with one frag in the lead, the Anarchy was able to run away for 2 minutes. And 3 frags in the lead now. Final1ty's gonna have to actively go on the hunt for ZawevszZ, who's gonna play from the top high ground, and he might get caught out right here. Final1ty coming in. The rocket unable to connect though, but the fight is still happening. The LG comes out. He goes for the rocket, but he's unable to find it, and now has to back up to the heavy.
Yeah, I'll switch to Final1ty. Let's see if he's able to catch this Anarchy.
A nice rocket. The orb comes out, but it's unable to connect, in a beautiful direct from ZawevszZ, as well as the rail. Final1ty at the very least gets the mega, so he will survive, but he gets hit by another rail, and that could be the end of the game. Final1ty just has to make a Hail Mary play, but it's not gonna happen. And we see once again Anarchy on this map. The speed is so effective, and it's very tough for Ranger to catch. Have to be a massive throw for ZawevszZ right now to lose. And I think we just seen that the orbs for Final1ty just haven't really worked out, similar to the last one we saw. But it looks like he might be able to get the kill now. It might be too little too late, but it depends if he can get the spawn frag. Now ZawevszZ will get the mega, but if he goes the wrong way, he will get spawn frag. The rail comes out, one more will finish it, but he's unable to find it, and that will be GG.
Yeah, once again, the Energy victorious against the Ranger on Molten Falls.
I think the speed advantage is very real. You have to play the Ranger really, really well. Just making sure that you're always taking positions where you're able to hear the Anarchy and hold the position if he decides to rush you. Yeah, Anarchy, very strong champion and hard to deal with. Especially on Molten Falls. I think it's one of his best maps. And that was Final1ty's map pick. And the ZawevszZ is going to be extra comfortable on Ruins of Sarnath, where we're going to see the Visor versus the Galena. But this time, Final1ty has more of that offensive potential. He's going to have the sight, which can definitely help him out to figure out exactly where ZawevszZ is. Get some rails in, because he was losing out on a lot of those rail fights.
Yes, for this one we're going to Ruins of Sarnath. Slash was banned. Final1ty on Visor, so it's on Galena.
I think Galena has a similar game plan to the Anarchy, since they both like to control the heavy. Especially on Ruins, Galena loves to just control that area, have all the totems in one spot. But Visor does have the tools to break it open with the sight. If you just can get like one rail, one unreturned rail, then you can try to just bum rush your way straight through the heavy. And Visor, the speed actually matters quite a bit, because Visor has a little bit of extra speed compared to Galena.
I'll start a prediction so you guys can spend your channel points.
We also saw at the beginning of last match a little bit of a, I think, misplay from Final1ty where the items went unsynced, and then that was what ultimately led to him losing control. So maybe he'll be able to correct that mistake this time. Although with Visor being extra aggressive, sometimes you want to have more of an item split against the Galena. Especially because you want to give yourself as much time to clear totems as you can. So typically how this will turn out is the Visor on the high ground hunting for totems and everything, and then the Galena hunkering down in the heavy.
Begins in 3, 2, 1. Fight.
And Final1ty will get the Mega Spawn, but that's not necessarily a good thing, since it makes it a lot harder to get the Railgun. But ZawevszZ is not actually going to have the Railgun, since he went the other direction to get those Hourglasses, and it doesn't work out as he takes a direct rocket, but hits a pretty nice shotgun in return. Final1ty not incredibly healthy, so he's going to go back for that light armor. But he does have full control of that Railgun, unable to hit the angle though. He doesn't get the angle, but at the very least he saves the sight, which he could use for a push. And we're seeing right away what ZawevszZ's game plan is he already has 2 totems.
Stopwatch.
And the items are going to be split, but Final1ty immediately going to go to deny those Hourglasses, and that's exactly what you want to do as the Visor. Just make sure you cut off the Hourglasses. And he sees ZawevszZ going for the light armor, which is not available. Well, I just mean the light armor position. And this is great for Final1ty, because he has the sight, and he has ZawevszZ stuck in a corner. Unable to hit that rail, though, but the LG fight will come out. And Final1ty will come out on top, and this is great for him, as he'll have his opportunity to clear out the totems.
Stopwatch.
And if he's fast, he might even be able to get to the Mega. Looks like he's not going to try to. Clears out that totem with his body. At the very least, he knows that Galena is not going to have a Totem Empire just yet. But he hasn't used the sight so far, saving it for the perfect opportunity. Which may be right now, as the fight's going to come out. ZawevszZ with the rail, and Final1ty's extremely weak. One more rail will finish the job, so he's got to be extremely careful to dodge around these pillars. He hits one rail. No sight being used either, wants to save it still. Both players being extremely careful. A beautiful rocket, but the totem is going to save him from being railable, and he gets the kill with the LG to secure the Mega. And we might see a fight come out right here. Final1ty with the LG, he used the sight, and now he gets to back off to the Heavy. And he's going to go up to get those hourglasses to refill his sight. Without a railgun, though, which is the only problem. But ZawevszZ is going to have his second totem. Never mind, Final1ty got rid of the other one. Final1ty doing a good job clearing the totems this match so far. ZawevszZ unable to hit that rail, which would have been very helpful for him. And now going to look for some entry damage on the Heavy from a very nice defensive position. Hits one rockets and decides to go back for the light armor. But the sight is available if Final1ty wants to use it for this fight. Rails are exchanged. ZawevszZ looking for the rocket damage, but he gets hit by Final1ty's rockets and now is railable and has to back off. The sight is still not used. Oh, it was used. But he's looking for the chase, but he's not going to be able to catch ZawevszZ in this staircase.
Initiated.
And now Final1ty's starting to worry about those totems, and he went out of his way to destroy that, the one in the staircase. And just making sure to rotate these items, and we see the perfect 15-second split to make sure he has as much time as possible to clear out all the totems. Chase comes out, but now ZawevszZ is going to be in a good defensive position for this Heavy. We might see the drop down, but it's going to be risky. It looks like he's going to be conceding the Heavy. And ZawevszZ now in a great position, as he'll be able to control this Heavy room as well as starting to build up these totems. Now Final1ty might have heard the one placed in the staircase. It's possible that Final1ty uses the sight to push, but also ZawevszZ is trying to guard this totem right now if Final1ty tries to push for it. See the rockets come out, trying not to fully engage in this fight. Looking for the spam damage, but he gets hit by a direct, and then now he's got to leave. And ZawevszZ is in a great position to take this Mega. The LG fight is going to come out. Final1ty with a little bit of a weapon fumble, and ZawevszZ is going to get the frag. Final1ty got a pretty decent spawn on the LG, so he'll be able to get both the weapons he needs. However, the triple totems are activated, and Final1ty looking the wrong way. ZawevszZ with the LG should finish the job, going for the rocket now. He doesn't even need the triple totem, but he goes for it. And he will get the kill after the Heavy pickup.
When you had the chance.
And a nice spawn damage rail as well. Gonna knock off a lot of that armor from Final1ty. And Final1ty might get trapped again with the rail. Spamming those rockets to make sure he can escape.
5-minute warning.
But he's got to be worried about those totems. This is the point where you're playing as Visor, where you've just got to play so passively, because you've got to first get rid of the totems before you can try to make a play. But it looks like he doesn't even need to, since he's just going to win all the rail fights. Or he's going to hit all the rails he needs to. Now ZawevszZ will have the triple totems here, so Final1ty can't just push in. And he finds both of his totems hiding in the corner. LG fight will come out. Who will come out on top? And it will be ZawevszZ who gets the Mega, but Final1ty hits a nice rail to make sure that ZawevszZ is not incredibly healthy. And Final1ty is going to go on the low ground to set up as early as possible on this Heavy. Takes out a totem with his body as well. That will alert ZawevszZ to his position, but ZawevszZ knows he can't make it to Heavy in time. Final1ty will get the Heavy pickup. ZawevszZ wants this light armor, but he knows it's a bit of a trap, especially because Final1ty has the sight, and he uses the jump pad to get a nice rail angle onto ZawevszZ. And he's now going to look for the angle on the light armor. He hits one of them, and ZawevszZ left 20 health. That one would have killed. But ZawevszZ able to find safety in the staircase. It's like Final1ty going for the light armor first before the Heavy. A little bit risky, but it might work out. ZawevszZ did not expect that Final1ty would not go for the Heavy. ZawevszZ making a lot of noise. He might get caught out. One more rail will still finish him off. And the Heavy is still available. Final1ty is going to leave it up for a full rotation. Now he's gonna go for the heavy. He does leave the mega up though. He's gonna have to be really fast to reach it in time. ZawevszZ, a little bit of hesitation, but he will be able to get the mega, and that's a pretty big loss for Final1ty, who had a huge amount of control. And the LG fight's gonna come out now, but a beautiful direct rocket. Final1ty's incredibly low. ZawevszZ firing rockets at that health bubble. Final1ty left to a sliver of health. ZawevszZ will have a totem to get his stack back up now. However, he's lost control of the heavy. He'll be able to get a light armor to help him in the fight at the mega, and he should be here in time for it, and he will get it for free. See, the rail fight comes out perhaps with the piercing sight. And it's activated right now. ZawevszZ incredibly weak. The LG comes out, he's unable to connect, and he can't find the rail before the portal. This is huge as there's only about 2 minutes left in this game, and ZawevszZ is looking to want to run away and run out the clock. He hears the heavy pickup and he knows he has enough time to grab this mega. And Final1ty needs to figure out a way to put a split on these items. Final1ty looking for a rail angle, but he's unable to find it. He's still looking and he catches the knees. And he has the sight for the push. He comes with the LG, but he can't get the kill. And ZawevszZ gonna escape with enough health to get the mega. Final1ty's gonna go for the chase anyway without even grabbing the heavy. And it works out. Now he can go fall back to the heavy if he has enough time. He's not gonna have enough time, and that's huge with only about 1 minute and 10 seconds left. Still needs 2 frags to tie the game. Sight comes out to look for the rail angle. But ZawevszZ, wise to it, is not gonna give it up.
1 minute warning.
Nearly dodges one. And Final1ty just guarding this, but he drops down onto an LG. But the ZawevszZ is not able to pin him successfully. And this will be an extremely important fight. The direct rocket comes out. The totem's gonna save him though. And he gets the heavy, the shotgun to finish the job, but he has the Strongsage shotgun syndrome and misses all the directs, all the point blanks. And he even gets railed off the spawn. The mega's about to come up. Final1ty needs to chase it. And he hits the rail of the rocket. ZawevszZ is not going to be able to get the mega. He's going for the rockets. And Final1ty hits the rail to tie the score. 20 seconds left. He has the sight as well. And he's going to get the heavy. What an incredible comeback. And we're going to see the fight with the LG. And Final1ty able to take map 2, tying the score 1-1.
Clutching it out.
Yeah, very, very much a clutch victory there. That was an impressive comeback.
Someone is getting rich. Like, there's one person who has 18 lightning bolts on Final1ty.
Oh, I should be betting. I have 14,000 channel points apparently. So we're gonna get the tiebreaker map now. Got Blood Covenant Strog versus Doomslayer.
So almost 3,000 points going back to Salkand. Or only 18 points.
That was a pretty good prediction.
Yeah.
ZawevszZ is going to have the Strog while Final1ty has the Doom. I think both champions pretty similar on this map. They both have decent mobility to clear the midsection. Medium hitbox size. I don't think the abilities are too valuable for either player. Punch definitely for some mobility, and the Peeker try to make some drop down plays. It'll be very important to control the high ground on this match, which is what both these champions are designed to do.
Yeah, the Doomslayer's basic speed is lacking a bit compared to Shock and Peeker, but yeah, still with the double jump.
Punch definitely helps, because the punch gives you a lot of speed. You can give speed when you need it, because I think you need the speed the most when you're just trying to rotate the items really fast, so... You know, Doom could use the punch to get really quickly from one side to the other. Everything is on the line now, and ZawevszZ really needs this win after he lost the first set today, 3-0. It'll be very important for him to secure the set win.
Who do you want to start on?
Round begins in
Start on Final1ty.
2.
So I want to see if there's any Doom Punch shenanigans at the beginning. Gets the spawn at the nail gun. Could potentially nail gun to the railgun, but instead gonna go for the rocket launcher first. Messes up the movement a little bit. That could be costly. And he doesn't have a great weapon to deal with this Peeker. He's not going to need to get rid of it. However, he gives up not only the railgun, but also the mid-high ground. He's just going to be setting up on Mega. However, he cannot take a long-range fight as he doesn't even have an HMG. And we're going to see that here. It might be best for him to just try to escape this fight. And he's going to try to close the distance, which he's doing so successfully. A very smart maneuver, and now he's going to win this LG fight. He played that very well for not having a ranged weapon, just closing that distance. And probably ZawevszZ thought he was going to go back for the Mega.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what he needed to do there.
So it's like hiding around the pillar, but then also not seeing what his opponent was doing.
Yeah. ZawevszZ still has the railgun advantage though and hits that really nice shot. Final1ty's gonna finally have an opportunity to grab it. And we'll see what he can do with that weapon. He decided to just wait out the heavy. Both players gonna exchange items now. But ZawevszZ potentially gonna go for damage instead, leaving the Mega up. Here comes the Peeker. The little bit of wall hack might have helped him hit that rail. As after the Peeker is gone, you get a little bit of extra wall hack, and I think that's one of the main uses for Strog on this map, or for the Peeker, I mean. So he's gonna have a pretty decent stack advantage, and Final1ty messing up the jump a little bit again. But not gonna matter. And the railgun fight's gonna come out now. Final1ty with the first shot, and the second. ZawevszZ is railable. Now both players are railable. Who's gonna get the kill? ZawevszZ is gonna fall down. Peeker coming out. The bullets trying to connect. They're not able to. Final1ty survives. He's still looking for the angle too, but ZawevszZ is able to get the frag. Final1ty's at least gonna be able to get the heavy before ZawevszZ can do damage on it. ZawevszZ going for the LG frag. Fight comes out, but Final1ty with the higher stack tries to use the rockets instead, but it's not working out. Final1ty's gonna get the frag with the lightning gun. And now has enough time to get the Mega.
Stopwatch.
Gonna restock on some LG first. And now take the rocket high ground position. It's gotta work on that jump. It's not too difficult. However, it looks like ZawevszZ completely left up the heavy. But Final1ty doesn't even realize. Gonna realize now. Huge misplay from ZawevszZ, similar to what we saw in his first set, just leaving up the items. And that could be extremely costly. However, he will still be able to get the Mega. ZawevszZ not able to find the angle there. And he's gonna go in for the frag. Fumbles the movement a little bit. I don't think he meant to go on the jump pad, but he's gonna get the frag anyway, despite the LG pin. And just gonna wait for the Mega. And gonna go for the light armor first before the Mega. And now just gonna have nice control of this high ground. He might be able to catch him going up the jump pad. A little bit of fumbling with the weapons though, and Final1ty's gonna go back up with the LG. And he gets the kill. ZawevszZ doesn't get any damage out.
He only wanted style points for hitting a mid-E, but
I know.
he doesn't
He
connect
should have just
anything.
stuck to the rail. Rail would have been fine.
Stopwatch.
So items are going to be traded. Final1ty has low ground positioning, unfortunately for him, but going to get back to the high ground. We're going to see another fight come out here. The LG, but the double jump's going to lead to very easy LG for ZawevszZ. And both players are railable now. Who's going to find the shot? Both players weaving around, and ZawevszZ is going to decide to back off. Both players going to restack on their respective items. Now Final1ty will be the one with the high ground. And he's actually looking for damage on that light armor since he knows that ZawevszZ might be going for it. He'll secure it for himself. Now we might see another fight come out here. Wrong weapon choice, but both players decide to disengage. A little bit of pick from the peeker. But neither player wanting to fully engage in this fight. Instead, gonna trade items once again. Final1ty now taking a more aggressive position at the mid-level. ZawevszZ relegated to the low ground. But Final1ty is not entirely sure about where ZawevszZ is. So he's going to be extremely careful. Looking around every corner, but he might have just heard him there. Besides, he doesn't want to engage at the heavy. He's just going to go back for the Mega. Play it safe. And he's going to have the angle lined up. But he looks away at the wrong moment. However, ZawevszZ misses with his shot, and the peeker unable to get any damage out. The rail fight comes out, but ZawevszZ is going to disengage. Now Final1ty's going to have a good angle on this jump pad, an easy shot for him. But he gets hit by the return rail. And it will be ZawevszZ who hits the shot, and if he's fast, he can try to get damage on this heavy. And he's gonna go around as fast as he can. Players trade rails, trade once again. Both players are railable, and ZawevszZ will be the one to find the kill. And also be pretty healthy to defend this next Mega. He's gonna get the rail up the jump pad. Easy shot for him. Now he's gonna go around to try to set up on heavy. ZawevszZ this time gonna decide not to go as fast as he can over to the heavy. Gonna play it safe, just secure that high ground. And he might be able to actually trap Final1ty right here in the corner. But Final1ty is well aware of the potential trap and decides to leave. You're coming out for some information. Unable to find Final1ty, so he's just gonna go back up to the Mega.
Stopwatch.
Items are going to be traded again. And so who's going to look for the rail angle? And might even take the fight close range instead. Looking for the drop down. And he might get the rail up the jump pad, and he does. That's an easy shot for him. And the peeker comes out! Not very much damage though. Final1ty is able to get rid of it. Up the jump pad. The rockets are huge, and the pin is ineffective from Final1ty. He's dodging up against the wall, leaving some kind of easy rockets for ZawevszZ, and this is huge for him with 2 minutes left. And this is do or die for Final1ty right now. This is not good. Going up the jump pad, gets hit by 2 crazy rockets. However, the rockets push him into a decent position, but he gets fragged anyway. And this is devastating for Final1ty. The clock's ticking. and he's got to find a way to get back in this game. Facing series loss. He will be able to get the heavy. We're gonna see the fight come out. He might have to take the fight. Decent rocket from the low ground. And he goes up the jump pad. The rails miss, but Final1ty can't find any damage.
Stopwatch.
And now ZawevszZ will secure a free mega and escape successfully. And Final1ty running out of time to get the remaining kills.
Yeah, I'll switch to him. Let's see if he's able to do something after this heavy pickup.
We go for the rocket jump to get the rail, and the fight will come out, but the direct rocket's gonna severely cripple Final1ty's stack. And now the LG fight comes out, and ZawevszZ will get the frag. That should secure him the game. With only 30 seconds left, and I think ZawevszZ will be taking the set 2-1. Very important set win for him to stay in the league after his 3-0 loss earlier today, so he'll be very happy with that. Final1ty played well for sure. I'll definitely have to review the VODs, see all the mistakes he's made. But I think overall, pretty clean game from both players. I don't think a lot of mistakes. Both playing very defensive. A little bit of fumbles with the weapons a lot of the time. I think that was definitely one of the major issues. I think also kind of a lack of aggression from both players, but especially Final1ty. There was a lot of times, I mean, most notably on Molten, but a lot of the times he's just sitting on the items. I think you really want to, even if you just want to get the item, you really want to make sure you have a more aggressive position just so you know where your opponent is. And that's something if Final1ty can incorporate into his game, could make him a much stronger player. Yeah, good games for both, and we'll move on to the next set.